In 1973, there was a solar eclipse whose path traversed across North Africa. This is a postcard that was carried aboard the Concorde. It's one of four that was carried aboard the Concorde to chase the eclipse across North Africa and extend the period that the totality could be observed. My name is Frank Loso. I'm from New Jersey. I've been an amateur astronomer and a philatelist for most of my life, since I was a youngster. I've been collecting covers, postcards, any sort of ephemera related to eclipses since I had the opportunity to see my first total eclipse in 2017.
This is going to be quite an epic show and tell because I haven't had a Concorde chasing an eclipse postcard before. Can you explain what this is, please?
Sure. In 1973, there was a solar eclipse whose path traversed across North Africa.
Today's eclipse is one of the rarest astronomical events of the century.
And at 1,250 miles per hour at 55,000 feet, Concorde tracks the phenomenon for almost 1,800 miles across Africa.
The shadow is a tiny circular dot on the desert. And if Concorde stays in the center of that dot for as long as it can, we can have an eclipse instead of 6 or 7 minutes lasting for up to an hour and more.
It's the longest period of observation during a solar eclipse ever attempted, and astronomers all over the world are excited at the possibility of important information.
The world won't witness another total solar eclipse lasting more than 7 minutes until the year 2150.
And there's the corona, and there's a brilliant prominence to the side of the sun. This is incredible, the best corona I think I've ever seen in my life. It really is incredible.
At the time, the Concorde was in development by both the UK and France. And there was an astronomer in France by the name of Pierre Lena. He approached the test pilot, André Turcot, and sold him on the idea. Turcot was immediately interested. It was an amazing feat of precision flying, navigation, and planning to pull this off. The flight started out in Las Palmas and Canary Islands and followed it all the way across North Africa from Mauritania into Mali, Niger, and Chad. It's outlined in the book by Pierre Lena. Well, the front of the postcard shows a picture of Concorde prototype. And this cover was carried aboard the Concorde. It's one of four that was carried aboard the Concorde during that eclipse observation. It's signed by Professor John Beckman, who was one of the British researchers. I found reference to another one, which is one of four, that was signed also by Beckman, but there's another signature by Turcot. When I acquired this postcard, I was able to contact Professor Beckman, who he's now he's in his 80s. He's living in the Canary Islands. And I've had some email exchanges with him. He recalls signing the postcards. He gave me a lot of information on the expedition and his personal experiences, which was fascinating. He seems to remember that one of the crew members produced postcards and asked to sign it. It could have been Turcot, or it could have been the radio navigator. The postcard is addressed to Charles Harrison, as was the other postcard that I'm aware of. And Harrison was a prominent member of British Aerophilately. So my suspicion is that Harrison was probably the originator of the idea to carry these postcards on board the flight. And there is some mystery that I would love to be able to untangle of the origin of these. The other mystery that I'd like to untangle is the difference in cancellation dates at Fort Lamy. One of the two postcards was canceled on July 2nd, which is the day that the Concorde left Fort Lamy to return to France. And another one of them was signed. It's hard to read because the postcards, the postmarks are quite blurry and dim, but it looks like one of them is 2nd of July and the other is 6th of July. So there's some question on why the difference in cancellation dates. It's possible that the postcards were left with a hotel desk to have posted, and one of them got lost for something, but we'll see. That's just a mystery I'd love to be able to untangle.
So maybe one of the viewers, somebody watching, might have a little more detail if they could hide that in the comment section. You never know.
Hear about it. One of the reasons that I'm fascinated with this area is because I had always wanted to see a total eclipse. By collecting artifacts like this, I'm able to actually possess a tangible item that was in the shadow of the moon during an eclipse that I would have never been able to experience otherwise.
This is a fascinating item telling us about an event that many people would never have known about had it not been for this postcard and for you stopping by. I appreciate it, and thank you so much for sharing this with us. Enjoy the rest of the show.
Thank you.
Cool.